Welcome back, math friends, and today we are taking a look at topic 8, block 5, solving equations with distribution. We are going to be solving algebraic equations, which is something that we did the previous week, but now we're going to be solving equations that have distribution involved. So this is pretty exciting because we're going to use all the skills that we've been learning about combining like terms and distribution and everything and applying them to solving equations. So let's not wait any longer. Let's just get started right away with our first equation. Our first equation starts with 2 multiplied by 3x plus 5 equals 22. Now, when we use distribution to solve equations, we are going to distribute first. Now you can see that there is an opportunity to distribute here. We are going to distribute the 2 into the 3x plus 5. So starting off, 2 times 3x is 6x. And then we distribute the 2 to the 5, the positive 5. 2 times positive 5 is positive 10. And that equals 22. And now we are ready to start solving this equation. It looks just like a regular two-step equation now. Now, please remember that when we are solving equations, we are using PEMDAS in reverse order. We are going to undo any addition or subtraction first. Then we will undo any multiplication or division. And then we will undo anything that's in parentheses after that. But there shouldn't be anything in parentheses because we've used the distributive property. Okay, remember, this is what we do to solve equations. We use inverse operations, and we use the order of operations in reverse. So we are going to undo the addition of 10 by subtracting 10. And we have to do that to both sides of the equation to make sure that our equation stays balanced, because we have to make sure that we do the exact same thing on both sides of our equal sign. Okay, so positive 10 and negative 10 cancel each other out, leaving us with just 6x on this side of the equal sign, and 22 minus 10 is 12 on this side of the equal sign. Now we're going to undo the multiplication of 6 times x. So we will divide by 6 because that's the opposite of multiplication, the inverse. Divide by 6 on both sides. These two 6's cancel each other out, and I'm left with x on this side, and 12 divided by 6 on the other side is 2. X equals 2. And if I really want to know that that is correct, I would take that 2, and I would put it back into my original equation right here, and say 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 5 is 11. And 2 times 11 is 22. So that is a good solution there. We have solved the equation. X equals 2. Very nice indeed. All right, well, let's not waste any more time. Let's get into our next equation. Negative 2 is being multiplied by the quantity x minus 4, and that's going to equal 16. All right, we're going to use distribution. We are going to distribute the negative 2 to the x. Remember, that is 1x, so negative 2 times 1 is negative 2x. And we multiply negative 2 times negative 4. Negative multiplied by negative is positive, and 2 times 4 is 8. So negative 2x plus 8 equals 16. Please make sure you are copying everything down here. Now we distribute it, and now we are going to use the order of operations in reverse. We are going to undo the addition of 8. We are going to subtract 8 from both sides, because that is the opposite, the inverse operation. Positive 8 and negative 8 cancel each other out, and we end up with negative 2x equaling 16 minus 8 is 8. All right, and now we undo the multiplication of negative 2 times x. We are going to divide by the coefficient, which is negative 2. Divide by negative 2. Negative 2 and negative 2 cancel each other out, and we are left with just x over here, and 8 divided by negative 2. A positive divided by a negative, there's one negative sign there, so it's going to be a negative 4. X equals negative 4. And if we put that back into our original equation, it should be correct. Negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8. Negative 2 times negative 8 is positive 16. We are good to go. All right, let's go on to the next equation then. Now this one's going to look a little bit different as far as the formatting goes, but don't worry. Make sure you write it down. Negative 9 equals 2 multiplied by negative x minus 4. Okay, now distribution. We're going to distribute the 2. 2 times negative x. Remember, that's a negative 1x. Anytime you see an x by itself, that's 1. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2x. And 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. And negative 9 is over here. All right, well now we're going to undo any adding or subtracting we see, and I see subtracting. So we're going to undo that subtraction by using the inverse operation. I'm going to add 8. Add 8 to both sides. And when I do that, these two 8s cancel each other out, leaving me with just negative 2x here. And negative 9 plus 8 is negative 1. So negative 1 equals negative 2x. All right, that is negative 2 times x. So I am going to undo that multiplication by dividing by negative 2 on both sides. Negative 2 and negative 2 cancel each other out. X is over here. And negative 1 divided by negative 2. Well, that's positive, but that's just positive 1/2. And that's okay. We can leave it just like that. You know how I like to have my variable on the other side, so I'm going to turn that around. X equals positive 1/2. All right, there we go. Marvelous. And we'll just circle that, and that is the correct answer. Okay, beautiful. Let's keep going. Our next problem is 3 multiplied by 2x minus 8, and that equals 6. Make sure that you pause enough to write this down. I see distribution in our future. 3 times 2 is 6x, and 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. That equals 6. Okay, well, now we can solve this two-step equation. I see subtraction, so I'm going to undo the subtraction by adding 24 to both sides of my equation. Always remember you're adding on both sides of the equal sign. Both sides of the equal sign. Now, this negative 24, positive 24 cancel each other out, and I'm left with just 6 on this side. And what is 6 plus 24? That's 30. And now I'm going to undo the multiplication that I see here by dividing by 6. Divide by 6 on both sides of the equal sign. Those 6's cancel out, and I'm left with just x on this side, and 30 divided by 6 is 5. X equals 5. All right, and remember, if we put that 5 back into our original equation, 2 times 5 is 10, 10 minus 8 is 2, and 2 times 3 is 6. So that's good. Yeah, we got it. No worries. Okay. Next practice question. We're going to go negative 12 equals 3 multiplied by 2y minus 10. Okay, well, let's do our distribution here. I see 3 multiplied by 2y. 3 times 2 is 6. 6y. 3 times negative 10. 3 times negative 10 is negative 30. Equal sign there. Bring the negative 12 down here. Negative 12 equals 6y minus 30. All right, there's subtraction that needs to be undone, so I'm going to add 30 to both sides of my equation. These two 30s cancel each other out, so I'm left with just 6y on this side, and negative 12 plus 30. I have more positives than negatives, so my answer will be positive, and that is 18. 18. Okay, and now I'm going to undo the multiplication that I see by dividing by the coefficient, the 6. And when I do that, these two 6's cancel each other out, and I am left with just y here, and 18 divided by 6 is 3. I'm going to put my variable on this side and my solution on the other side because that's what I prefer. Y equals 3. And if we check, do some mental math here, put that 3 back in for the y. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 10 is negative 4. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. So this one checks out just fine and dandy. All right. How about one more just for good measure? We want to make sure that we're good at this. 4 multiplied by y minus 8 equals negative 20. All right, I'm going to use my distribution skills. 4 times y, that's 4y. And 4 times negative 8, that's negative 32 equals negative 20. I see subtraction happening here. I have to undo that subtraction by adding 32. When I do that, these two on this side cancel each other out, and I am left with 4y equals negative 20 plus 32. I have more positives than negatives, so it's going to be positive. 32 minus 20 is 12. 4y equals 12. And now I'm going to undo the multiplication I see here. 4 times y, divide by 4, divide by 4. These two 4's do cancel each other out, and I am left with y equals 12 divided by 4, which is 3. Now, did I do this right? Let's check. Put my 3 back in. 3 minus 8 is negative 5. 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. Yep, this one works out just fine. Solving equations using distribution and simplifying expressions to come up with a solution to the equation. Very nice. That's it. Good luck with the practice. Have a great day. Don't forget to be awesome, and I'll see you next time.